Okay, what we're doing, Louise, is first of all, welcome to the Los Cerritos Community News.
Thank you.
What we're doing is we want to try to get to know you a little bit better for like about 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
So our readers can get to know you a little bit better, not only through our newspaper, but also through the internet and also through YouTube.
Okay.
So we're doing something a little bit different this year.
Okay.
So welcome.
Thank you.
And first of all, Louise, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where you're from, how long you've lived in the community.
I grew up in Long Beach, and I graduated from Long Beach Poly High School and went on to Long Beach City College to get my AA, and then graduated from Long Beach State with a bachelor's in criminal justice. Then I moved to Hawaiian Gardens with my husband and my 2 children who are now adults. And then from there we moved into the East Lakewood area. So I've been in the area 21 years.
Wow.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about your professional life.
Oh, my professional life. I am currently assigned to a high school as a school-based probation officer. And as a school-based probation officer, we're there to be community friendly and to guide the children in correcting their poor decisions and making them work for them in a positive manner.
Now, does that include if these are at-risk students?
At-risk kids, definitely.
People who have been arrested?
So, some have been arrested, some have never been arrested.
Okay.
What happens is when the ones we call at-risk are the ones who don't go to school like they should. They ditch, they're not trying in their grades. The parents are having problems with them staying out or what have you. So then the school would identify them as at-risk students, and they would ask me to work with them, but I'd have to have an agreement with the student and the parent, because then we offer them the counseling, we offer them the various resources within the community. For instance, one year a kid was not coming to school and there was problems in the home with the mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother didn't know how to let me know that the dad had left and they didn't have food in the house for
Wow.
the holiday. And myself and a counselor that I work with, we arrange for the family to have a successful holiday. So it's pretty much giving the resources without them always being in trouble, well, not trouble, disciplining them, trying to guide them to think a different way and let them see that there are people out there that will help if they're willing to accept the help.
Now, you had touched upon the fact that you have lived in the community for about 21 years.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit more about your involvement with the ABC Unified School District, because I know you have a very extensive background in regards to volunteerism and things like that.
Right. My involvement goes from being on the Artesia High School task force, not Artesia High School, the city of Artesia, they had a task force committee, and so did the city of Hawaiian Gardens. And while I was the school-based probation officer at Tracy, I sat on that committee so that we could keep the tensions down and help everyone live harmoniously and develop the skills, the leadership skills in the kids. 2 different years we hosted a leadership program for the kids at Tracy High School, and it was a weekend long, and at the end we had an awards ceremony, and they felt good, and we got to see some of the kids go on past that level of where they started making decisions, and good decisions. And one of the positive things I see is, Artesia High School is known for sports athletes. They say that that's where a lot of the problems are, but those kids at Artesia High School, some of them benefit from the leadership.
Yep.
And if you could just go to that school and see the leadership skills and just the school spirit that exists, you'd see why I'm so proud of them. Because, and we did take some of the middle school kids as well, so in order to lead them to a positiveness with their school district.
What more have you done with the school district? I know that you were appointed
I just got back myself.
to the board, and explain how that happened.
Exactly. When the position came open,
I know he's gone.
The seat was
I got another name. Roger.
it was
I'll try
unexpired.
Roger
So the board
Okay, thanks.
appointed individual. We went through the process of the interviews like we recently did, and once we got through with the process of the interviews, a selection was made amongst the school board members, and I got the appointment. And then once I served that remaining year, I had to run for the seat for 2 more years. I ran and I successfully won, and I got my opportunity to serve on the school board as a deciding fact, a person with decisions and making decisions within the district. I served there for the 2.5 years, and when the election came again, by a very small margin, I did not win, but that didn't stop me from working within the community. I have continued to work as a parent leader on the Parent Leadership Committee. I was the co-chair, and I also do parent empowerments. I've done parent trainings for the parents. I still am active in the ABC Council PTA. I used to be the president, and my 2 terms ended, but I am there now working with Cindy Corrales, and who is the current president, and I'm enjoying watching these parents grow stronger.
What do you think right now that you're not on the school board for a little bit of time, what do you think are some of the most important issues that are facing the ABC Unified for the next 4 years?
Some of the most important are the budget cuts. They need to ABC is faced with the budgets being cut by the governor, and with the budgets being cut by the governor, the parents' input is needed even more so now. And I did have the privilege of leading the parents to come to the school board meetings and having the school board members go to the parents, because the parents were not understanding what it is that they were voting for when they wanted to have extended tax. People thought they were increasing the tax when that wasn't the case. They wanted to extend the tax to allow the stream of revenue to come through so that the schools wouldn't be as severely cut. And right now, my main focus is minimizing the cuts to the classrooms so that our children don't feel the impact. There's a lot of different ways of stepping outside the box that we can go forth and making sure that our children don't suffer. But we're going to have the cuts, but we have to be reasonable with the cuts, and we have to keep our community informed of what's going on, so that if there's a slight fee increase on buses or what have you, the parents will understand, as opposed to cutting the music department, which they did. They've made it clear they don't want the music department cut.
Got it. Okay. Jerry?
What do you think about the state of public education in California as a whole?
Oh, the state of public education to me is seeming like it's not as important, because California is the lowest funded for education cuts, and every time something's being cut, it seems like they're cutting education. Well, I think we ought to go to other avenues, because these are our children, and we don't want the dropout rates to start increasing and being discouraged because they have oversized classrooms, because